Well, the first time I played Overwatch was actually the very first day that the beta was available to public. I happened to have a friend that had a friend at Blizzard, and so as a result, he was able to get me on like a friends and family list to get beta access really early. We figured this is a game that's actually supported by a company that has done a lot in esports already and wants to do big things with Overwatch as well. And so it was like the moment we heard of Overwatch, like my friends and I, we were like, did everything we could to try to get into the beta whenever it came out, and we did.
I saw the trailer, Overwatch trailer. I was like, oh, it's interesting. So I was looking for how to play the open betas, and there is so many PC bang, you know PC bang, like internet cafe in Korea. So there was some PC bang that you can play open beta in Overwatch. So I had to find where you can play Overwatch, like where a PC bang where you can play Overwatch with open beta. So I have to like take subway and then take bus to get that PC bang, and then it takes like 1 hour or 1.5 hours.
My first Overwatch memory was when it came out. I actually didn't have a PC that could like run it capably. I was in college, so I had my MacBook at the time. Overwatch doesn't actually run on the Mac OS, so I had to download, or I had to partition my hard drive, boot camp, and then run it on Windows. And the hardware is so bad on the MacBook for gaming that it would just overheat within like 15-20 minutes. So that's like one game of Overwatch. So what I had to do was, I was really creative in college. I got a giant freezer bag and filled it up with ice. I'd put it under my laptop, and my laptop would wobble while I was playing, but it kept it cool for like an hour. So I got 3 games instead of 1.
First time I played Overwatch was with my cousins actually. We played it on release. We knew it was gonna be really cool to play. So yeah, they were like the first group that I ever played with, and then they eventually went away from it, but I found something special in it, so I continued playing, and I got to where I am now.
So my first time playing Overwatch, I got out of school kind of early. Our school year ended in late May, but most schools finish in June. So I like no friends. I only had like one other person that was finished with school. He knew about Overwatch, and he recommended that I get it and play with him. And I started playing with him. I wasn't that into it in the beginning. I played a little bit of quick play because that's all there was. And then I kind of put it away for a while because I didn't really enjoy it. And then as soon as Rank came out, that's when I started playing a lot.
When Overwatch was announced, that I was super excited because it was clear that this game would like have an esports scene, would like be competitive, and that I could potentially make it into a career if I was good enough. So I came into the game like with that motivation and that fire to like be a pro player, not just play for fun. And I think approaching it that way was like really awesome and special because I didn't get into the beta. I didn't get to try it early like a lot of other people did. So I think that ended up like motivating me even more.
After I played StarCraft, I like FPS games. Like you guys might not know, there's a Korean FPS game. Like it's called Sudden Attack, and yeah, I like FPS, and I heard there's gonna be new game, like Hyper FPS. So yeah, it's kind of like more action and more skills.
So you were playing Sudden Attack and then you heard about Overwatch?
Yeah.
It was a lot faster paced and like a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So you were like really interested in it. You're like, I want to play that.
Yeah.
You know, I've always loved the FPS genre. You know, just something about it. The thrill of playing is so intense and it's so exciting and so skill-based. But then having the class-based aspect to it, I felt like makes every game more interesting because you can play in different ways, different styles of aiming, but also like, you know, your decision-making, how to play the game. So it always feels fresh on a new hero.
The game of Overwatch kept me coming back and back. I think just how unique it is. There's so many different ways to play the game. Like every character feels different. Like, every hero just feels like a different experience. I remember getting signed was really exciting for me. I remember I was in school and I had tryouts the night of, and I was like so excited the whole day during school. I was just thinking about like tryouts and stuff. Like I remember being in my psychology class and I was just like, I don't know, I was just on my phone the whole time because that was one of the teachers that was really chill and like let us go on our phones and stuff. So I was just on my phone the whole time, just like talking to the people I'm gonna try out for. And when I got signed, I did well in the tryouts, obviously. When I got signed, I was like, so happy because when you're in school and you're making money at the same time, it feels really good for like your passion. Like what I wanted to do every day was go home and play video games, and I was getting paid for that. It was just amazing.
I had this in contenders when I was grinding every day, wake up, grind, go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing. I had this whiteboard up next to my computer in my room, and I set my goals on it. And I only had one goal when I was grinding contenders, and that was to make OWL, and I set a date. And that date is the same exact date that I got asked to try out for my first OWL team. The date that was on my whiteboard was April 27th, and that's why I made my jersey number 27, kind of like an ode to that. And to just always remember like my goal that I set, and I did it. Like I actually did it.
No, I just did with my age.
Your age when you first started playing?
Yeah.
And you kept that number the whole time?
No, each year it grows one.
Wait, you actually change it every year?
Yeah.
To your age? Wait, that's actually gold.
Seeing stuff like that when you like open up your first jersey and you see like the name printed on it and stuff like that, it just makes it feel more official. I remember like kind of being like, I guess proud of having like my name printed somewhere.
Well, the first time I put on a jersey, I think that was with Fnatic, and you know, it was definitely a special experience because I think there's a few moments that are like defining or validating in your career, and I think that's one of them.
I wouldn't say putting on a jersey felt too significant for me because growing up, I played sports my whole life. I played soccer my whole life, so jerseys didn't feel like anything special to me. But I think seeing fans wear my jersey, that was something that was crazy because it's like, wow, like those people have a jersey with my name on it, like they support me.
Yeah, when I first saw someone wearing my jersey, it was like, it really like touched my heart. I'm like, I never thought I would have someone like to support me that much to like buy my jersey.
I didn't know a lot of people will support me, but yeah, it was cool, and especially foreigner fans bought my jersey at the time. It was really really good.
I really appreciate all the fan art and stuff and like jersey pictures I get. Normally people tag me in fan art and tag me in jersey pictures. I think it's a cool way to show support.
Sure, my most memorable fan experience, maybe for me it was the time one of our Outlaws fans who had been following us for a long time. Her name's Niall. She like made a bunch of art of us, and I remember she showed up at one of our matches one time, and you know I knew her, I'd seen her stuff, but then I met her in person, and she gave like me and Dante and some of the other guys like prints of like different art she had done. It was a really awesome experience because I remember, you know, seeing that art in person. Like I still have one of her posters up on my wall, and I still have like the prints she gave me then. So that was always like, her art was always something that, you know, made me like more excited to get out there and play, and you know, it kind of showed me how other people might see us.
Favorite meta? Well, I think the best meta, and even though we were really bad at it, was GOATs. It wasn't my favorite. I do think that was the best, the best one. That was like peak Overwatch. I think when Blizzard was sitting down talking about like, what we want Overwatch to be, and they were like, that meta was probably like exactly where, you know, it matched their vision exactly. It was like so much teamwork and so much about ability usage and not really about individual fragging.
I would say my favorite historical meta in the game probably was the pre-Overwatch League. I think it was pretty close to Overwatch League. One of the last metas before Overwatch League, which was there was like a Far Mercy meta where like you basically played Far Mercy every map. And it was like really impactful to be the Far player. It was like the only time I think in the whole history of the game that being the projectile player is like the most impactful role. So I really like that meta because it made Far 1v1s like really, really important and worth like like super high value to your team. So because Pharah was like my best hero at that time, I felt really confident taking those 1v1s and playing really aggressively, and that meta was a lot of fun.
Favorite meta is probably like the original GOATs, which is kind of like 3-3. It was like the Rein, Diva Zarya, Zen Brig Lucio was probably the funnest for me. I think that the Zenyatta in that meta was kind of like just like crazy, like almost like another tank. Like when you got rally, you were like had 450 HP, so I was just running around destroying everybody. So that was definitely my favorite meta so far.
What I want to say to Overwatch 1 is it's been a wild ride. Like it's been awesome. There's been like good times and bad times, challenges and successes, and I think I wouldn't change any of it. Like looking back, you know, there's things I could have done differently. There's different directions I could have taken my life or my career, but I don't regret Overwatch 1. I learned so much in this environment, and it only makes me more excited to see the future of Overwatch with Overwatch 2.
I definitely want to say thank you to everyone in the Overwatch community. Thank you to the game developers. Thank you to the Overwatch League staff. Thank you to all my employers. Thank you to my friends. Like they always push me to be better player, better person, better everything. My coaches.
I mean, my message to Overwatch 1 really is, I guess it's just that I'm grateful that it existed, really. It kind of like, it was something that I've been reaching for a long time. Overwatch, for me, introduced me to friends I'm going to have really for the rest of my life, and it's been an invaluable experience, and I mean, I wouldn't have spent my time in any other way.